Hello, good morning, everyone. Okay. Yesterday we have discussed about the joints and its different types. Just once we shall do the quick revision. Okay. Yes, that is we have two types of joints. One is longitudinal joints and another type of joint is transverse joint. Yesterday we saw this, and these are the some of the requirement, that is joints must permit the movement of the slab and it should not unduly weaken the slab, and joints must be sealed, and right, it should not alter any quality. These are the some of the requirements yesterday we saw. And longitudinal joints, that is we shall saw the diagram only directly. Okay, this is the longitudinal joints, and the load will be transferred with the help of these longitudinal joints, and loads will be transferred with the help of this tie bars. Okay, L and T. Similarly, these are the transverse joints: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are the transverse joints, and load will be transferred by these dowel bars. Okay, and these separate sections are called as slab. Okay, just yesterday we saw these points. In today's point, we shall discuss the design. And in that, contraction joints, expansion joints will be provided when there is a greater temperature.
ಸರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
Okay. And is it visible now? Is it visible now?
ನೋ ಸರ್.
No, sir.
ನೋ ಸರ್.
Okay, now?
No, sir.
Okay, I will check. Okay. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. As yesterday we saw some of this one. Just we shall revise quickly. That is requirement of joint. In that, first one is the joints will permit the movement of the slab, and joints will not allow the weaken the slab. And next one, the joints will seal the, or it will exclude the water, and it will allow the good riding quality. Okay, and in that part there were two type of main joints. That is, one is longitudinal joints, that is along the movement of the direction of the traffic, we will call it as longitudinal joints, and perpendicular to the movement we will call it as transverse joint. These are the transverse joints. And load will be transferred for the longitudinal joints with the help of tie bars. These are the different types of tie bars. With the help of tie bars, the load will be transferred in the along the direction. Next, these are the different slabs: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These sections are called as slabs. Okay, and this joint is called as transverse joint, and load will be transferred with the help of dowel bars in the transverse joints. And in transverse joints, there are two to three types. That is, one is expansion joint, and another one is contraction joint. Expansion joint will be provided when the temperature will be greater than the laying temperature. Suppose 27 degrees Celsius is the laying temperature, and the temperature in summer will be like 37, 40 degrees Celsius. At that time, you need to provide this expansion joint. Next, contraction joint is provided when the temperature of the slab or atmosphere will be lesser than the laying temperature. You have laid at a temperature of 27 degrees Celsius, and suppose in winter the temperature will be 15 or 18 degrees Celsius. At that time, the slab will get contracted. At that time, this joint will work as a contraction joints. Okay, these are the some of the points yesterday which we saw. In today's class, we shall see. Okay, we shall see some of the design of the joints. Okay, in your question paper, they may ask design of joints along with requirements or just design. Don't get confused. Okay, these are the design point. Design means there is no design step. Just how you are going to design. Just there is there. Okay, in that first design. CC payments. Whenever you are going to construct the CC payment, it will go volumetric changes because you have added the concrete and cement. It will go on keeping it changing the volume. So first point is CC payments are subjected to volumetric changes. Why volumetric changes are occurred? Due to the temperature changes. Okay, that is your payments are exposed to the temperature. Due to the change in temperature, volume will go on changing, as we discussed in yesterday class. That is, in hot summer the slab will expand. Similarly, in colder time the slab will contract. Just in the same manner, due to the change in the temperature, the CC payments will undergo the change in volume. Also, CC payments will undergo shrinkage during setting of the cement. Okay, also, it will undergo the change in moisture content due to the rainfall or any drainage condition or increase in water table content. The changes will be occurring in the moisture content. So, it is not suitable to construct the entire payment. That is, assume around 110 kilometer stretch you are constructing. You cannot construct a 10 kilometer stretch in a single slab. That single slab we will call it as a long slab. Okay, if you go on constructing a long slab, the cracks you can see here, the cracks will be occurred at the close interval because of these factors. Okay, that is the first point. That is, due to the increase or variation in a temperature and due to the variation in shrinkages, there is a change in a volume changes occur in a slab. Okay, or you can call it as a pavement. And also along with that, there will be a shrinkage effect and there will be a changes in a moisture content. Moisture content changes may be due to the rainfall or increase or decrease in a groundwater table or infiltration galleries. Okay, so you cannot construct an entire pavement in a single stretch, or you cannot construct a long slab. If there is a long slab means from assume the road from RYMEC college to, okay, Royal Circle. Entire stretch you are constructing in a single slab. At that time, what will happen? There will be a crack. If you construct in a long slab or in a single stretch, there will be occurrence of cracks. Okay, that is a single structure. If there is a cracks occurred in RYMC college, the slabs will go on transferring towards upward portion or up to the Royal Circle. Okay, so you cannot construct in a single stretch. So what is the better option? You have to construct a pavement which is free from cracks, that can only be built if it is divided into small slabs. Isn't it? By interposing, just yesterday we saw, that is, I will show the diagram. As you can see, assume from here to here 1 kilometer is there. If suppose you keep on constructing this in a single stretch, or this intersection is a single slab, then joints will be, sorry, then cracks will be arrested. So to withstand or to reduce this effect, you are dividing into substretches: one slab, second slab, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Like that, you are going to subdivide the stretches into smaller amount of slabs. Okay, and yesterday we discussed that is slab length will be somewhat 4 to 5 meter. Okay, Yes. Then Then first one is you should not construct a long slab. Second one, to arrest the cracks, you are constructing small slab by interposing the joints. And third point, these joints will then ensure that stresses developed due to there are three types of stresses. Yesterday we discussed expansion, contraction, and warping. Slabs will be within the permissible limits. Okay, the stresses which are developed due to expansion, contraction, and warping. This will be arrested by the construction of joints. Okay, that means these joints will ensure the stresses which are developed due to expansion, contraction, and warping. That is the third point. Next, fourth point is longer the length between the joints. Okay, if there is a longer length, suppose in yesterday we just took example, assume the length of the slab is 4 meter or 5 meter. Suppose if it is a 10 or 15 meter, at that time what will happen, greater will be the warping stress. Okay, if warping stresses increases means you need to provide additional amount of steel or reinforcing steel. So you are dividing or you are reducing the length and width of the each slab. Okay, then various types of payments are provided in payments to reduce the temperature stresses. Yesterday we discussed this point, that is you are providing different types of joint, that is one is expansion joints, contraction joints, and warping joints. These are the three types of joints which you are providing to reduce the stresses, that is temperature stresses. Right? Expansion joint. How you are going to construct expansion joint? Spacing is designed based on the maximum temperature variation. Suppose 35 degrees Celsius variation is there, means you can provide plus 10 or plus 15 additional joint. Suppose if the temperature is 45 or 50 degrees Celsius, means you need to provide some additional amount of joints. Okay, because as the temperature increases, the expansion also increases, and this expansion joint spacing will depend upon the temperature variation expected and also the width of the joint. Okay, then joint spacing is also governed by the frictional resistance and tensile stress in concrete during the initial curing period. This is another point. Joint spacing is also designed or it is governed by frictional resistance and then the tensile stresses. Then double bars are provided at expansion joints and some are provided at the contraction joint. That is in transverse joints. In transverse joints, you are providing double bars. And similarly, LNT, longitudinal joints, you are providing the tie bars. Clear? These are the some of the points. That is, in first point, due to the volumetric changes, you are, if there is a volumetric change means, sorry, volumetric changes are occurring due to the changes in temperature and also due to the changes in shrinkage. Okay, and also due to the changes in moisture content. If long slab is built, cracks will be arrested or cracks will occur at a closer interval. So to avoid this, you are providing the small slab. If you are constructing small slab means cracks will be arrested. Next, these joints these joints which you are constructed will reduce or it will ensure the expansion, contraction, and warping of the slab. Then if you construct longer length between the joints, there will be a greater warping stress. If warping stress is greater, you need to provide the long or greater is the reinforcing steel. And joints will act or it will reduce the temperature stresses, that will it will act as expansion joints, contraction joints, and warping joints. Then if you are going to construct the expansion joint means temperature variation expected, and sorry, expansion joint spacing will depend upon the temperature variation and also the width, and the spacing also depend upon the frictional resistance and tensile strength. Okay, and double bars are provided at expansion joints and longitudinal joints in CC pavement are constructed with suitable tie bars. Okay, this is the design of joints. Next, how the spacing is decided. Spacing is decided on based on this factor. Okay, that is spacing will depend upon the temperature variation. Just now we discussed, if temperature increases, additional amount of width or additional amount of spacing is required for the expansion joint. Similarly, in a colder country or in a colder region, suppose if temperature falls below the minus degree Celsius, at that time the slab will contract further. So the spacing will depend upon the temperature variation, and also the thickness of the slab. How much is the thickness of the slab? Depending upon that, your spacing will depend. Because if greater the thickness, the load will be distributed. Or in national highways, you are going to construct a greater amount of thickness. Okay. Then amount of reinforcement provided. Just now we discussed, that is amount of reinforcement will depend upon the length of the slab. Okay. And usual practices of providing joint spaces is about 7.5 to 25 meter. This is the standard. Okay. Usually depending upon the design, you are providing this much spacing, 7.5 to 25 meter, and provide every third or fourth joint as expansion joint. Okay. That is, wait. SCA. One, this is the first joint, second joint, third. Either third joint or fourth joint as expansion joint, and remaining and first, second may be a contraction joints. Okay, you are deciding based on the temperature. Usual practice is to provide third or fourth joint as a expansion joint, and after like first joint will be contraction joint, second joint will be contraction joint. Next, third will be again expansion. Similarly, fourth will be contraction, and fifth will be contraction. Next, again sixth joint will be a expansion joint. Okay, like that you are providing. Okay, that is usual practice is 7.5 to 25 meter. And this is the spacing of joints, that is according to IRC recommendation. Joint spacing is given below. Suppose if thickness of the slab is 200 mm, the weight of the steel reinforcement, that is in kg per square meter, you have to provide this much kg. 3.8 kg per square meter is required for the 200 thickness slab. And expansion spacing is provided at 45 mm. Okay. So, and contraction is provided at 15. Similarly, slab thickness in mm, that is if 153 is the slab thickness, 2.7 is 2.7 kg per square meter is required. Sorry, 2.7 kg per square meter steel reinforcement is required. And expansion joints will be provided at 37, and contraction at 13. Like this, you have, if you are writing design, you have to write this one also. This table you have to write. Okay. These are the basic concept of design. Okay. And until from yesterday class, we discussed about the joints, different types of joints and the purpose. And today we have discussed the design of joints and spacing of joints. Okay. Next, our agenda is to discuss about the failure of the rigid payment. Just like your flexible payment design, here also the payment will undergo failure. Just like in third module, you have studied the causes and failures and remedial measures of the flexible payment, right? Like that, here also 3 to 4 failures are there. You have to analyze and you have to write the causes, measures, and failures. Okay. First, CC payment. The majority of problem in CC payment occurs due to this condition. This and next condition, structural crack, is the first point is mud pumping. This is the first type of failure. Okay. What is mud pumping? Is the process of mud or slurry being ejected out through the joints. You can see here. Okay. This is the joint. Assume, or this is the joint. Okay. The joint spacing will be provided. Yesterday we discussed the joints will it should arrest the soil particles to go inside. Okay. But in Indian traffic condition, it is not possible. So mud slurry will eject out. Is the process of mud or slurry being ejected out through the joints and edges of CC payments during the movement of heavy vehicle, isn't it? While going on a CC payments, you can see the surface will be covered with the mud. Okay, that is mud is occurred or it has entered through the joints. The joints may be either longitudinal or transverse. Also, some amount of mud will enter through the edges. Okay, from edges of the pavement, the mud will be entering the top surface layer. Okay, or CC pavements during the movement of heavy vehicles. Then this fine soil particle suspended in water. Suppose in rainy season, assume if fine soil particles suspended in water in the form of mud. That is, mud and water will get mixed and it will get ejected out through the joints and the edges of the CC pavements and the heavy wheel loads just after the rainy season. ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ರೋಡಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದು ಲಾಂಗಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್ನಲ್ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ವರ್ಸ್ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್. ಆ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಮಡ್ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಸಬ್ಗ್ರೇಡ್ ಇಂದ ಮಡ್ ನೀವು ರೈನಿ ಸೀಸನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಟರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಪರ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ದ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇಫ್ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅರೆಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ದ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ನ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಆಗಿ ಸೀಲ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಾಟರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಎಂಟರ್ ದ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ವಾಟರ್ ಸಬ್ಗ್ರೇಡಿಗೆ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಟರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅಂಡ್ ಲೋಡ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಕೆಳಗಿರೋ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮೇಲೆ ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ಬಂದೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅಟ್ ದಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಹೆಂಗಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಬೋರಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ರೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ನೀರ್ ಸಿಡಿಯುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ ದ ವಾಟರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಔಟ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಲರ್ರಿ. That is immediately or after the rainy season. This problem usually occurs during the rainy season. Is it clear? ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಐದರ್ ಮಡ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಸಬ್ಗ್ರೇಡ್ ಇಂದ ಮಡ್ ಸರ್ಫ್ ಮಡ್ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಆರ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆಡ್ ಆರ್ ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ರೈನಿ ಸೀಸನ್ ದ ವಾಟರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಎಂಟರ್ ದ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ and it will eject out. Okay, it will gets eject out through the mud slurry, and this effect will be usually occurring during a rainy season. Clear? This is the second point. Next, suppose if in the wake in the CC payment you are allowing a heavy wheel loads. If the heavy wheel loads means the slab will obviously get the deflection, and if there is repeated deflection, then there is a formation of pavement deformation. This is the one of the failure. Okay, and little gap is formed between the bottom of the CC slab and subgrade, and excess water present in the subgrade could stagnate this gap, just like this. Okay, you can see here. This picture may be taken during the rainy season or immediately after the rainy season. You can see that is mud water that is in the form of slurry as ejected out in the form of that is in CC pavement through the joints. You can see here. This is one type of joint already it has failed, and you can see here it is a dry surface here, but it is a wet surface due in the form the water has come out through the joints. Okay, when the movement of vehicle occurs, the water has come out in the form of slurry, and you can see here this is the longitudinal joints. Due to the accumulation of water and mud here, the pavement has failed. Okay, this is the example of mud pumping. And you can see that is initially what is there, these are the mud particles. Okay, finally deposit mud particle as loose stones. Originally how the surface was there, it was level surface, but you can see here this is at a higher depth and it is at a greater depth due to the increased load and water. You can see here these joints, it will come out like this. Okay, and deflection will be occurring, and you can see here cracks has occurred. This is one of the example. Then what factors will affect? That is, first factor is CC payments. Suppose if CC payment is constructed in a weak structure, okay, you have to construct in a good subgrade, right? That is CBR. You should get at a 23% or 25%. Suppose if you are constructed CBR soil in a if soil is having a very weak CBR or it is not suitable for the construction, and if it is a weak, suppose in that soil you are constructed the CC pavement, then high deflection of the slab will occur. Okay, that is your soil will not having a suitable stability illa andaga ಜಾಸ್ತಿ deflection ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. In that condition there is a chances of mud pumping. That is the first condition. Second one, suppose if CC pavement is directly laid on the subgrade soil containing substantial proportion of silt and clay. Okay, ನೀವು ಸಪೋಸ್ ನಿನ್ನೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಏನು, CC pavement will be constructed either in 2 or 3 layers. Directly it may be constructed on subgrade, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ subgrade ಮೇಲೆ sub base or base ಕೊಟ್ಟು slab ನ construct ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Otherwise you can directly construct the PQC slab, that is pavement quality concrete slab on the subgrade. ಸಪೋಸ್ ನೀವು ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಸಬ್ಗ್ರೇಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ high amount of silt and clay ಇದ್ರೆ ಅವಾಗ ಕೂಡ ಮಡ್ ಪಂಪಿಂಗ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಸಿಲ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕ್ಲೇ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ನೋಡಿರ್ತೀರ, ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ವೆರಿ ಸ್ಲರ್ರಿ, ಕೆಸರು ತರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, at that time also mud pumping will occur. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಇನ್ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಡ್ರೈನೇಜ್. ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಡ್ರೈನೇಜ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಕೇಂಬರೇ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ದ ವಾಟರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಅಕೊಮುಲೇಟ್. ನಿಮಗೆ ಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತಿತ್ತು, ಕೇಂಬರ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪಾಟ್ ಹೋಲ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು, ಇಸಂಟ್ ಇಟ್? ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ, ನೀವು ಸಿ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ರಫ್ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಚರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ವಾಟರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸ್ಲರ್ರಿ ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಅಕೊಮೋಡೇಟೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಒಳಗೂ ಹೋಗಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸಬ್ಗ್ರೇಡ್ ಫೇಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ದ ಇನ್ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಡ್ರೈನೇಜ್, the mud pumping may occur. These are the three conditions. That is, one is if the structure is very weak, the deflection will be high. At that case, mud pumping will be occurring. Second condition is if CC pavement is directly constructed over the subgrade and that subgrade will contain silt and clay in a high amount, then at that condition, this mud pumping will occur. Then third condition is suppose if you are provided the ineffective pavement drainage. Okay. And CC pavement slab deflects more under heavy wheel load if the slab thickness is not adequate. Just now we saw, that is, if slab thick, assume the slab thickness required is 300 mm, you have provided 300 mm, at that time the deflection will be very less.
ಸರ್ ನಿಮ್ದು ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಸರ್.
Okay. Then CC payment slab deflects. ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಇಂದನಾ ಈಗ? ಹಲೋ.
Yes, sir.
ಓಕೆ. Okay, see here. In first next factors affecting, we saw 3 points. Okay, here also the CC payment slab deflects more under the heavy wheel load. Okay, suppose just now example ಕೊಟ್ಟೇನು 300 mm subgrade, sorry 300 mm ನಿಮ್ಗೆ thickness ಇದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಅಷ್ಟೇ 300 mm ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ವೀಲ್ ಲೋಡ್ ಸಫಿಶಿಯಂಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅವ್ರ ಡಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸಪೋಸ್ 300 mm ಥಿಕ್ನೆಸ್ ಕೊಡೋ ಕೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು 100 mm ಥಿಕ್ನೆಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ಡಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಮೋರ್ ವೆನ್ ದ ಹೆವಿ ಲೋಡ್ ಈಸ್ ನಿಯರ್ ದ ಎಡ್ಜಸ್. ಒಂದು ಯಾವಾಗ ಡಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸಪೋಸ್ ಥಿಕ್ನೆಸ್ PQC ಅವ್ರ ಸ್ಲ್ಯಾಬಿನ್ ಥಿಕ್ನೆಸ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ನಿಮ್ದು ಡಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಏನು, ಡಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಮೋರ್ ವೆನ್ ಹೆವಿ ವೀಲ್ ಲೋಡ್ ಇಸ್ ನಿಯರ್ ದ ಎಡ್ಜಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಹೆವಿ ವೀಲ್ ಲೋಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಟ್ರಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ. ಟ್ರಕ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಡ್ಜಸ್ ಹತ್ರನೇ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ದಿಸ್ ಡಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಮೋರ್. ಓಕೆ, And also during rainy season water will infiltrate. Rainy season ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ವಾಟರ್ ಸಬ್ಗ್ರೇಡ್ ಸಮ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. how the water will enter the subgrade, either due to the ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರ, ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಆಗಿ ಸೀಲ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಸಾರಿ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೀಲ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಾಟರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಇನ್ಫಿಲ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ಸ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಅ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಫೇಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಕ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಅವಾಗ ಕೂಡ ಆ ಕ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಮೂಲಕ ವಾಟರ್ ಇನ್ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಡ್ಜಸ್ ನೋಡಿದಿರ, ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಡ್ಜಸ್ ಪಕ್ಕ ಶೋಲ್ಡರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಥ್ರೂ ದಟ್ ಶೋಲ್ಡರ್ ದ ವಾಟರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಎಂಟರ್ ದ subgrade. Okay. And then the water and mud will come out to the top surface. Okay. That is when more and more mud is ejected out. ಮಡ್ ಎಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಆರ್ ಟಾಪ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸಿಗೆ ರೀಚ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಸಬ್ಗ್ರೇಡ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀರಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಸಬ್ಗ್ರೇಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫೈನ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಗೇಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಫೈನ್ ಗ್ರೇಡ್ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್. ಓಕೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನೀವು 100 mm ಥಿಕ್ನೆಸ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀರಾ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ನೀವು ಸೂಟಬಲ್ CBRನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಾ, 25% CBR ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಅವಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಆಕಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ದ rainy season or due to the additional amount of water, the mud will come out to the top surface. Okay. ಮಡ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸಬ್ಗ್ರೇಡ್ ಇಂದ ಟಾಪ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸಿಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. at that time what will happen, there will be a rapid increase in the gap under the pavement slab and also loss of subgrade support, isn't it? ನೀವು CBR ಸಾರಿ ಸಬ್ಗ್ರೇಡ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದೇನಕ್ಕೆ, ಸಫಿಶಿಯಂಟ್ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಇರ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀರಾ. ಆ ಸಬ್ಗ್ರೇಡ್ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲ along with water it will come to the top surface. Okay. ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಅವಾಗ. at that time what will happen, there will be a chances of development of cracks in the slab and breaking up the pavement. Clear? This is the very important point. These are the 3 points. That is, one is deflection occur. I amount ಯಾವಾಗ deflection ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, first type of deflection occur when there is a less thickness. That is PQC slab ನೀವು ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅವಾಗ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಡಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಏನು, the deflection will increases when heavy wheel load will be near the edges ಹತ್ರನೇ heavy wheel load ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಹೋದಾಗ ಅವಾಗೂ ಡಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಥರ್ಡ್, the water may enter the subgrade through the joints. That is, water may enter through the joints or cracks or through the pavement edges, and this water mixes with the subgrade soil and it will eject out. Okay. ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸಬ್ಗ್ರೇಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಫೈನ್ ಗ್ರೈಂಡ್ ಸಾಯಿಲ್. ಫೈನ್ ಗ್ರೈಂಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೆಂಗಂತೀರಾ, ವೆಲ್ ಗ್ರೇಡೆಡ್ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ. ಓಕೆ. ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಗ್ರೇಡೆಡ್ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದೇ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್. ವೆಲ್ ಗ್ರೇಡೆಡ್ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಲೈಕ್ 2.36 mm, 1.18 mm, 4.75 mm ಎಲ್ಲದನ್ನು ಹಾಕಿ ವಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರ. ಸಪೋಸ್ ಫೈನ್ ಗ್ರೈಂಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಸ್ಲರಿ ಆಗಿ ಮೇಲ್ ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಸಬ್ಗ್ರೇಡ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಡಿಟೋರಿಯೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಂತ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸಿಂಗ್. ಅಟ್ ದಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ದೇರ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ and there is a chance of breaking up of the pavement. This is the concept behind this. Okay.
ಸರ್ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಇಂದ ಏನ್ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಸರ್?
ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಇಂದನೂ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅದೇ ಇದೆ. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಜಿಯೋ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಓದಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಹೈವೇ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಇದರಲ್ಲೂ ಓದಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ವಾಟರ್. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಲಿಸನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ನೀವು ಯಾವಾಗ ಹೈವೇ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಬಾಟಮ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸಬ್ಗ್ರೇಡ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿರ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಸಬ್ಗ್ರೇಡ್ ಗಿಂತ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ 1.2 ಮೀಟರ್ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಸಪೋಸ್ 1.2 ಮೀಟರ್ ಕಿಂತ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆನೆ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಅಟ್ ದಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಡಿವಾಟರಿಂಗ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ಸ್ ಓದಿದೀರಾ ನೀವು. ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ವಾಟರ್ ನ ಡಿವಾಟರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸಪೋಸ್ ಡಿವಾಟರಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಅಡಿಷನಲ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಾಯಿಲ್. ಓಕೆ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ 1 ಮೀಟರ್ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ರಿ, ಅವಾಗ ನೀವು ಸಬ್ಗ್ರೇಡ್ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಟ್ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು, 500 mm ಕಟ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ರಿ. ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ 500 mm ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಟ್ 700 mm. ಓಕೆ. ನೀವು 1.2 mm 1.2 ಮೀಟರ್ ಕಿಂತ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಇರಬೇಕು ಸಬ್ಗ್ರೇಡ್ ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್, ಈ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ, the groundwater table is less than 1.2 meter. Okay. Groundwater table is less than 1.2 meter. Rain is effect ಆದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, further the groundwater table will keep on increasing. Okay. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಥ್ರೂ ದ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಮೂಲಕನು ವಾಟರ್ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಸ್ಲರ್ರಿ ಮಡ್, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಟರ್ ಬಂದು ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರೀಚ್ ಆಯ್ತು, ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂಡ್ ಸ್ಲರ್ರಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಇದು ಹೆಂಗ್ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಲೋಡ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ನೀವು ಬಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಗೋಡೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ವಾಪಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಹಂಗ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಡಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಲೋಡ್ ಮೂಲಕ ಡಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆದಾಗ slurry mud will be reaching the top surface. Can you see? Yes, is this under, are you getting my point? Hello, are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just like this. Okay, groundwater suppose ಈ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಬಹುದು, ರೇನ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಕೂಡ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ರೇಂಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಲೆಸ್ ದೆನ್ 1.2 meter. The rain water will mix with the soil and it will become soil slurry and it will reaches the surface through the joints. Okay, and in this diagram you can see here illenittu uniform amount of soil ittu. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗಿದೆ, ವಾಟರ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಮಡ್ ಪಂಪಿಂಗ್ ಮೂಲಕ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಹೋಗಿದೆ. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ಹಿಯರ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲೇನೋ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ದ ಡಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಷನ್. ಓಕೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ವೀಲ್ ಲೋಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ದ ಡಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ದ ಲಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಾಯಿಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇದು this is the second effect. Then this is the third effect, cracks agide. That is due to the increase in deflection, the cracks has been occurred. Okay, and this is the diagram for failure of CC pavement due to the mud pumping. This is the first type of failure. Okay, that is due to the effect of mud or rain, that is mud pumping. Next, how you will prevent? These are the some of the remedial measures. That is, once mud pumping is noticed, it is possible to arrest. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಯೂಶಲಿ ನೀವು ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ ಆದಾಗ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀರ ರೋಡಲ್ಲಿ, ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಐ ಶೋ ದ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ರೈಟ್, ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್. ಈ ತರ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನರ್ಥ, ಮಡ್ ಪಂಪಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ಇದು ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಫೇಲ್ಯೂರ್ ಆದಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಒಂದ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಅವಾಗೇನೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ದ ಫರ್ದರ್ ಅಕರೆನ್ಸ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ by improving the subgrade drainage. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಯೂಶಲಿ ಡ್ರೈನೇಜ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಸರಿ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಸಬ್ಗ್ರೇಡ್ ಡ್ರೈನೇಜ್ ನ ನೀವು ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಓಕೆ, ಅಂಡ್ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಅದನ್ನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಗ್ರೌಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಸಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸ್ಲರ್ರಿ ಫಾರ್ಮ್. ಆ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಸ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಸಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸ್ಲರ್ರಿ ತರ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ದಟ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ as ಮಡ್ ಜಾಕಿಂಗ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಸಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಲರ್ರಿ ಅಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ as ಮಡ್ ಜಾಕಿಂಗ್. ಹೋಲ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿರಬೇಕು, the holes should be 30 to 50 millimeter dia and spacing, mud jacking spacing should be 1.5 to 3 meter. This is the first type of failure. Okay, mud pumping. Next, second type of failure is structural cracks. And the structural cracks will be formed near the edges and corner regions of the CC pavement. Okay, edges and corner regions of CC pavement slab due to the combined wheel load and warping stresses. Here what is happening, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಬಂತು, ಮಡ್ ಪಂಪಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಓನ್ಲಿ ವೀಲ್ ಲೋಡ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು, ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ರೇನ್ ಆರ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರಲ್ ಕ್ರಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಬೈನ್ಡ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಬೋತ್ ವೀಲ್ ಲೋಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವಾರ್ಪಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸಸ್, ಬೋತ್. That is combined effect of wheel load and warping stresses are taking place at the edge and corner. Means at that time what is happening, these are the these are the indication of the possible beginning of the pavement failure. Okay, then failure may be localized due to some weak spot on the subgrade or due to the localized settlement of embankment or underground design. Embankment ನೀವು ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು ಸೆಟಲ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆದ್ರೂ ಇಂಡಿಕೇಟ್, that will indicate that structure is going to fail. So the better additional ಏನು, ಇಂಥ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಓವರ್ಲೇ ಓವರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ಲಿ ಕ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್. ನೀವು ಓಕೆ, less than 1 minute, join with the same idea after if it gets logged out. ಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ, ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರಲ್ ಎವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ಓವರ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರಿ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್, ಓವರ್ಲೇ ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ, ಓವರ್ಲೇ ಥಿಕ್ನೆಸ್ ಡಿಸೈನ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡ್ರೈನೇಜ್ ಆರ್ ಮಾಯ್ಚರ್ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ. ಇಫ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರಲ್ ಕ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಸಿ ಸಿ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಓವರ್ಲೆ, ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಓವರ್ ಎ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ಲಿ ಕ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ದ ಓವರ್ಲೆ. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಓವರ್ಲೆ ಅಂಡ್ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ಲಿ ಕ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಅನ್ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರಿ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ರೈಡಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ನೀವು ಓವರ್ಲೆ